trying to find a spot in my house to film. I don't know if there's a spot in my house because I'm home for the weekend and not at school. So, we're gonna figure this out. Okay. Okay. So I found a spot. I'm in my mom's room. Literally sitting on the floor in my mom's room to film this video, but I'm doing it. So it's probably a little later than what it would normally be for an experience video, but I figured better late than never because of my experience at the Pretty Much Function Tour Indianapolis concert was pretty amazing. It's one of my favorite concert experiences ever, and I am so happy with how everything turned out and everything that happened, even though during the whole process I was very mad at myself and not happy with how things were turning out. It all ended perfect. It all ended great. So yeah. So I guess we'll just start out at the beginning. I went to the Pretty Much Function Tour concert in Indianapolis with 3 of my friends. My best friend since 7th grade, Trisha, my best friend for 4 years maybe, Haley, and then my other friend Kayla. We all love Jack and Jack, and then from Jack and Jack we were introduced to Pretty Much, so we fell in love with Pretty Much as well because they're an amazing group. I don't know if you would really call them a band. They're an amazing group, so we automatically fell in love with them. And when they announced their own personal tour, we got really excited and we wanted to go. Therefore, we did, and it was amazing. So I am at college and already down in Indy, so they drove to my dorm and we finished getting ready there because I wasn't really ready yet. Finished getting ready there and then drove to Old National Center, which is where they were having their concert, which is where a lot of I don't want to say smaller groups, but a lot of smaller groups kind of have their concerts at the Egyptian Room in Old National Center. It's really a nice place to have a smaller concert, which I feel is what they were going for and kind of what they were wanting to do, which is great. So, we get there about 2 o'clock. The doors don't open until about 6. So, we get there at 2. The doors don't open until 6 or 6:30. And it is, when I say freezing cold, I mean freezing cold. Let me check on, I'm gonna find out the temperature that the average temperature that it was that day because it was absolutely cold. So it said that at the highest point of day, which is about 1 o'clock, it was about 30 degrees. So this was on November 13th, so it was near the winter months and or fall months, kind of going into winter. So it was very, very cold. It was 30 degrees that day. Me and my friends were bundled up in layers and in jackets. And then on top of that, we brought, I think, about 3 or 4 blankets. I have a comforter that I use for outside concerts in Noblesville, and we were on that. We were wrapped up in that. We were sitting on blankets because we were there for, 3 hours. How long were we there for? 5, 6, 4 hours. We were there for 4 hours. And just sitting outside in the cold. So we had winter hats on, we had gloves on, we had layers and layers of jackets, we had layers of blankets on, just trying to stay warm while waiting for the concert. Well, we were the second group of people in line, so we were really, really good line-wise, except they did have early entry and VIP going in before us, so we were technically the last people to go. We just had general admission because that's all we can afford is general admission. But it's okay, because my experience is still A1. So yeah, we're outside for about 4 hours. When it gets around to about 6 o'clock, that's when they said they were going to try to open the doors about 6. So about 5:30, me and Trisha run back to my car to put all the blankets and all the things that we're not going to take inside, just to put everything in there, so that we don't have to lug it around inside and lose something, and just so that we don't have to worry about it. And it was just a simple, easy thing. We weren't that far from our car, so we just ran back to our car and then ran back to our spot in line. They ended up not opening the doors until about 6:30, so we were sitting there freezing our butts off for 30 minutes or so. So that was not very fun. But we got in, we went down, and we all had to go to the bathroom because we hadn't gone to the bathroom in like 4 or 5 hours. So we all went to the bathroom and then went into the Egyptian room, and we found our spot on the left side. When you walked into the room, we just went straight to the left because there was nobody on that side of the stage waiting. There was maybe like a row of people, and then like everybody else was kind of crowding towards the middle. And so nobody ever goes to the sides. So we are not afraid to go to the sides because it's more airier over there. There's more space, and it's just easier if you have claustrophobia like I do, or one of my friends does. Hers is a little bit worse than mine, but yeah, so I just get anxiety and panic attacks, and it's not fun. So we try to get to the area that has less people, so that we have that room to kind of like spread out and like make our space. That didn't really work though. So we were right next to the gate, and there was a security guard on the other side, and these two girls, like, the opener hadn't come out yet. We were all just kind of sitting there, and we were talking to the people in front of us, and turns out that she recognized me from the last Jack and Jack concert, like, the year before. She recognized me from our last Jack and Jack concert. So we got to talk to her, and it was really nice. She was really sweet. I can't remember her name, though. I don't even know if she told me her name. I don't know. It's been a long time. I'm filming this in February, and this concert was in November, so everything is kind of blurry. But, so these two girls that are older and have, like, alcoholic drinks, we're pretty sure are already drunk, which is hilarious. They come squeezing through in front of me and are like talk to the security guard real quick, and then they just stand there. They don't move, and I'm like, you're taller than I am. I can't see the stage. What are you doing? Like, what is going on here? And so these other girls call over their two other friends. So now we have a wall. Like, me and my friends are all short. Like, I am 5'1", and maybe Trisha is like 5'2", but we're all like 5'2" and under. Like, none of us are tall. We are short people. Like, you have to respect that. Like, they need to sell tickets specifically for short people to be like up front, because we can't see nothing. We can't see anything when there are tall people standing in front of us, and it is annoying. So that's why we always try to get as close to the stage as we can, and that's why we always typically go to the sides, is because as short people, that's where we can see better. Like, so there's this wall of girls in front of us now, and they're all holding drinks, and they're just sitting there talking, and I'm making eyes with the security guard. She's a really nice lady. I talked to her before. She's a really nice lady, and I'm, like, giving her eyes, like, do you see the people in front of us that are not supposed to be there? Like, I literally let them through because they were going to talk to the security guard, And then they betrayed my trust by just staying there. So, finally, they're kind of like sitting there talking, and the girl in front of me turns around with her drink and tries to like, she's like, do you want some? And I'm like, and then I told her, I was like, I'm not 21. And she was like, so, like, do you want a drink is my question. I was like, no thanks. So finally the girl on the end is like, I want to go get another drink, even though her drink wasn't nowhere close to being gone. So she's like, I'm gonna go get another drink, and all her friends are like, oh my god, yeah. So as soon as all of them left, me and my friends automatically like scooted up. Like, we're like, nobody else is getting through here unless it's for a serious reason. Like, nobody is getting through because my trust is gone now. And so as the show goes on, a mom comes through, talks to the security guard. There were some problems. It's whatever. I'm sure they got them fixed. If not, I don't really care. It wasn't in my section. I had no problem with the people sitting on the floor. Like, I don't know. So they got that problem fixed. And the opening act starts. It was Gunnar Gell, I think is how you say his name. We had never heard of him before, so like before the concert, like we were literally sitting outside and we're like, oh my gosh, wait, who's the opener? We're like, oh, it's Gunnar Gell. Well, let's listen to a few of his songs. He only had one song like physically out then, which was Ocean Eyes, I believe. So that's the only one that we listened to. And we were very excited because we thought he was pretty cute, which he is. 2, his voice was really good, and we liked the style of his music. Like, we liked how his music sounded. So, we listened to Gunnar. He was really, really good. Loved it. And then Pretty Much came out. We had the concert. I'll try to insert maybe like a few clips. I don't want to insert like all the clips that I have, but I'll probably insert a few clips like here or so. And then after the concert, me and my friends automatically, like, get out. Like, we are like, okay, we're leaving. We're going to go stand outside because if you're wanting to meet any artist that is at Old National, it is pretty easy. Old National is set up really weird. So they have their big, like, board, and then they have the main entrance to go into, like, because they have, like, the Marat, they have the Egyptian room, and they have, I think there's another room, I don't remember what it's called, though, and, then next to that, there is, like, a fence, a door, that has, like, an opening, like, there's an opening, and then another fence going this way, so, like, there's a wall here and a wall here, but, like, there's that opening there, so you could, like, go to the door, and then there's another fence here that leads over to, like, where all the, tour buses park. So, there's a lot of people usually crowd around the opening there, so they can be, like, the first ones to, like, see the guys or, like, see the band or whoever's coming out. But a lot of people went to the tour bus area because they thought that would be better, I guess. And just kind of waited around there. They had gates set up at that, like, at the door where the opening was so that people couldn't get into the door. Because that door leads to the backstage and goes, like, down to, like, for everything backstage. I don't even know what I'm saying. I don't know what it leads to. I just know it goes backstage. And so you can't get there. And they had gates around the tour bus so that people couldn't, like, get on the tour bus or, like, go through and, like, get anywhere and couldn't, you know, they just had gates up. I don't know why I'm trying to explain things when I don't really know where anything leads. I've just been there for a lot of concerts. So I know, like, the ins and outs of going there for a concert, but not the ins and outs of actually working there and being in there. So, and then, the boys don't come out, which is weird, because usually a lot of artists want to perform, maybe shower, change something, and then get on their bus and leave, or, like, meet fans and then leave, like, they kind of want to get everything out of the way, but apparently somebody had given them, in the meet and greet line, somebody had given them Fortnite Monopoly. So they were playing Fortnite Monopoly for 2 hours. So I live in Indy, so it really wasn't a problem for me to stay after the concert to meet the guys, but it was a problem for my friends because they had an hour and a half drive back home. And so I felt really bad, like, telling them, like, no, we can't leave yet. Like, we can do this. Like, if we just stay a little bit longer, like, we can meet them. I felt really bad for that. And I almost was like, okay, yeah, let's leave. And then drive back myself to meet them. But I didn't. We stayed. It was maybe 12. Me and Trisha were sitting outside on the curb with a blanket around us. And Haley and Kayla were in Kayla's car. That they had now moved to, like, the fenced off area inside of Old National, because they have parking there, but you have to buy, like, a pass for that. But after a concert, they really don't care, because a lot of people are coming to, like, pick up people, so they just kind of let anybody in. And so Kayla and Haley were in the car waiting. Me and Trisha were on a curb sitting with a blanket, and there's, like, Uber Eats is coming, like, they're dropping off McDonald's and pizza, and there's a bunch of food, like, coming in, and we're like, yeah, they're not leaving anytime soon. So at midnight, me and Trisha are kind of like, do you just want to, like, give up? So we were kind of just giving up, in a sense, because it was midnight, the concert ended at 10, they weren't out yet, so, like, we were kind of just like, do you want to leave, like, let's get over it. But I, like, still didn't want to leave. So we're like, okay, let's just go back to the car. So the car was literally sitting facing the door that you can originally see them coming out of. And we went back to the car and we're like, okay, we're thinking, like, maybe a few more minutes just sitting here in the car. And if not anything, then let's just leave. So about 12:15, Kayla's like, okay, do you just want to, like, call it a day? Like, do you just want to leave? And I was like, yes and no, because, like, it's midnight and, like, not a lot of fans are here anymore. Like, I think that they're coming out soon because it's been 2 hours. They've eaten, they've played Fortnite Monopoly, they've showered, they've done whatever they really need to do. I think they're probably ready to leave. And so if we just give it, like, a few more minutes, she was like, okay, well, how about this? There's a gas station across the street. I need to get gas, so why don't we just go get gas, come back, sit until, like, 12:30, maybe 12:40, and if nothing, let's leave. I was like, that sounds good. So we drive over to the gas station. We're kind of, you know, joking, whatever. Drive back and sit in our original spot where we were facing the door. We're kind of just sitting on our phones, chilling out in the car, trying to, like, wait it out, something. And then Kayla goes, oh my god. And I was like, what? Like, what? Like, do you see something on your phone? Like, what's up? And she was like, I see blue hair. And at this time, Edwin had blue hair. I don't know if he still has blue hair. I should probably know that, but I don't. Well, Edwin had blue hair. And so we were like, oh my god. And so she's like, yeah, it's coming. Oh my god, wait. So, like, we all get out of the car and go over to the tour bus because we figured, like, there's a gate. They'd taken the gate at the door down, but we didn't even think of that. Like, we literally went straight for the tour bus. And they'd taken most of the gates down. I think they'd taken all the gates down because it was, like, midnight. Like, the workers had to go home. Like, so they've taken all the gates down, and there are literally, like, a few fans sitting out there. And then me, Haley, and Kayla, and Trisha all go to the tour bus with all the other fans. There are only, like, a few there, and we're like, okay. And they're like, is he coming? And we're like, yeah. We think Edwin's coming. And so when Edwin walks past, like, the gate to, like, get to the tour bus, when he walks past that fence and is seen, there are fans running from their cars. There are a lot more people there than what we originally thought. And we were like, what the hell is going on? And so Edwin kind of stopped, took a few pictures, like, signed a few things, talked to a few fans, and it was like, I'm sorry guys, we gotta go, and got on the bus. So we were like, what the fuck? Like, what? Okay, sure, whatever. And then I'm trying to remember, like, how people came out. And then it was Brandon, I think, came out. He literally didn't stop, I don't think. No, it wasn't Brandon. It was Austin. Austin came out. Austin's my favorite. And he literally, like, talked to a few fans, took a few pictures, got on the bus. Like, that was it. Zion and Brandon came out next, and I swear to you, they literally did nothing. Like, they literally put their suitcases under the tour bus and got on the bus. That was the end of it. And I was like, what the hell? Like, what is going on? Like, they're not... Like, what is this? And I know it's not, like, their duty to stop after concerts and talk to fans that didn't get to meet them, but we've been standing in, like, it's now probably about 20 degrees because it's nighttime, so it's probably about 15 to 20 degrees, and we're still sitting out there in order to meet these guys, and they're not stopping for a lot of people, and it kind of was like, what is going on? Like, why? And so finally I was like, Trisha and Haley had, like, given up after Zion left. Zion is Trisha's favorite. So after kind of Zion left, everybody was like, what is going on? Like, and Haley and Trisha went back to the car and they're like, we're done. And me and Trisha's main goal for this was to get Austin and Zion to write I love you in their own handwriting, for me and Trisha to get tattooed for our best friend tattoos. And Austin and Zion had already gotten on the bus, so we were like, what is even the point? But Nick was still yet to come out. Now, here's where it gets really, really awesome. And it's, like, my favorite part in this whole story. So me and Kayla are like, you know what? Kayla literally told me, she was like, you know what? Screw it. Let's go. And I was like, what do you mean? She literally grabbed my wrist and dragged me over to the opening where there was nobody there. Like, no security guard, no fence. There was nobody there. Like, no fans, nothing. And it's that space where you could see the door in between the fence and, like, the other wall. It's that little space there. It's, like, just open. And so we're like, okay, so we're standing there. And Nick literally comes out. And I was like, Nick... Okay, there's no other fans, like, paying attention. I was like, Nick, can I ask you, like, a really quick question? Like, just a quick question. And he was like, yeah, sure, like, what's up? And I was freaking out at that point because I'm talking to Nick Mara and, like, I was like, okay, so me and my best friend, Trisha, want to get best friend tattoos, but we want Austin and Zion to write I love you, but they already got on the bus and, like, we didn't get a chance to ask them. Is there any way that you can have them write I love you on, like, an envelope or, like, on a piece of paper or just an index card, like, anything, for us to get tattooed? And he was like, yeah, sure, like, no problem at all. Like, that's, like, yeah, I can get that for you. And I then started to freak out, like, internally freak out, because Nick Mara is going to help me and Trisha live our dreams. And so then Kayla gets a picture with him. I get a picture with him, and he walks over, I'm assuming talks to a few fans, and gets on the bus. I currently am running back to the car to get Trisha and Haley, going, oh my god, Nick's gonna get them for us, Nick's gonna get them for us, like, freaking out, almost in, like, physical tears. And he was like, yeah, because, like, when I was talking to him, he's like, yeah, for sure, like, I'll get it, and then I'll give it to you outside the bus. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll just be, like, I kept saying, yeah, I'll just be over by the tour bus, like, I'll be over there. And, like, I wasn't over there. And so I was literally by the car, like, screaming into the door at Trisha, like, this is happening, we're getting our tattoos, like, this is what's gonna happen. And we were so excited. So literally all of us run over back to the bus, because I'm like, oh wait, I need to be over there. So we literally ran over to the bus, and other, like, their fans are, like, kind of, like, around, like, the door, kind of, like, hoping that one of them would come out and be like, okay, guys, like, we gotta go, like, you gotta move, or, like, come out to take pictures, like, maybe they just want to get settled in the bus, and then they're gonna come back out and take pictures. That really wasn't the case, except for Nick. So, this just makes me, like, the happiest just talking about it, because, like, I can still picture it, and so I remember it, and it's, like, such a memorable day for me. Then the door the tour bus door opens. Okay, back up. We can see Austin and Zion, like, at the front of the bus, like, writing something, and I get really excited, and I was gonna film everything, like, I was gonna film all of this, and I literally was so excited that I did not film. I literally forgot to film. Like, I was so mad at myself that I didn't get any of this on tape, because, like, oh my god, like, what? Why did I not tape any of this? So we literally see we literally see Austin and Zion, like, writing things at the like, front of the bus, and me and Trisha get, like, really, really excited. And then a little bit after, the tour bus doors open, or the door opens, and Nick steps out, and fans are like, oh my god, Nick, and he's like, no, I'm looking for somebody. And just by hearing that, I froze, and it was like, oh my god, wait, that's me. Nick Mara's looking for me. And Kayla sees it, I'm like, shocked, and goes, yeah, that's us. And so Nick, like, looks over and is like, oh yeah, there she is, like, there's the crazy bitch I talked to. And comes over and he's like, here it is, like, and he's like, okay, this one's Nick's, this one's, oh my god, he's like, this one's Austin's, this one's Zion's, like, telling us which ones. We're like, okay, like, thank you. And then Trisha got a picture with him, and he said, like, hey to a few fans, got back on the bus, and that was it. Like, that's all I wanted. That's all I needed in my life. I was happy. Trisha was happy. Kayla was happy. Haley was happy. We were all happy. Therefore, we got in our car and left. Like, we got what we needed. We got the tattoos that we wanted. We haven't gotten them yet because I've been at school, and we haven't spent time with each other since beginning of January, maybe. So I haven't seen her in, like, a month. And we literally, like, spent a day together, so it really wasn't like, okay, well, with this day, let's go get our tattoos. It was kind of like, with this day, let's hang out and chill. So me and Trisha really haven't gotten the chance to go get those tattoos yet, because we want to get them together, obviously. So I don't have it yet, but I have the paper still that it's written on, and I'm just very happy. So we got in our car, started driving away. I'm literally looking at it, and I start crying. I call my roommate to tell her I'm on my way home, and then also tell her this story and start crying on the phone even more. And then we went to Taco Bell, got food, and then went home. Then they dropped me off, and then they went home, which I felt really bad keeping them out until, like, 1 in the morning, and then they would probably get home about 2:30, but it's kind of worth it. So just in case you're wondering what the tattoos look like, or what, like, the writing looks like, I'll insert a picture here because I only have mine, but I'll insert a picture. That's what they came, like, it was like a ripped up envelope, and that's what they came out on. That's what Nick brought them out on. And Trisha, we ripped them, like, we ripped it in half, so that Trisha has her piece, I have my piece, and this is mine. I am so excited to get this tattooed. We have yet to figure out where we're gonna get them, but I was kind of thinking, like, lower hip, but we really have no idea where we're getting these yet. I really like mine. I think it's really, really cute, especially with, like, the eye and the heart, and, you know, because Austin's, like, just really, really artistic, like, so he probably wanted to make his really, really artistic as well. And it just looks so cute, and I keep it in the most secure of spots until I can get it tattooed. Then I'll have this on me forever, and then I'll also keep it because Austin touched it. And yeah, I'm just really, really happy. It makes me happy to see. I had it in my dorm room then for the rest of the semester, and then had to find a way to transport it home. to keep it here. I ended up putting it in my backpack in like one of the smaller zippers on my backpack, hoping that it wouldn't get crushed or crumpled or anything, and thankfully it didn't. So yeah, this is my tattoo that I'm gonna get. I'm gonna put it right here. And yeah, so that was my Pretty Much Function concert experience. I know it's really late because concert was in November and I'm filming now in February, but I figured better late than never. And I was literally just thinking about like my concert last night, and I was like, I should film an experience video for that. So here it is. I did it. What's up? So that is my video for today. If you liked it, please make sure to like and subscribe. I don't know really what kind of videos to make because I am like kind of newer to YouTube, I guess you could say. So I would really like to know what kind of videos you want to see from me. I am at college, so if you want to see like college like morning routines or like a day in the life or something, or just like, I don't really know, any kind of videos really, just let me know. My next video, I don't really know what my next video will be, but a video coming in the future will be a Jack and Jack vlog for their upcoming tour in 2019. I'm going to the Chicago show because they're not coming to Indy. Sad. That is on May 3rd, and I will be an insider as well for that concert. I was an insider for the 2017 concert, and I loved it. Therefore, I'm doing it. I did everything in my power to try to do it again this year, and I did it. I got it. So I'm an insider for this year's Jack and Jack show. And yeah, so I will be doing that. So I will be putting up a vlog for that, and then I'll do an experience video as well if there's any kind of crazy things that happen that I just can't get on video, like the Pretty Much tour. I couldn't get that on the video because I was stupid and forgot. So yeah, that's my video. Like and subscribe.